Okay, welcome to the Truth Tribe, my friends. I'm Dawn Thompson, and thank you guys for being here. So remember that you're all perfect exactly where you are in this now, right now moment. Where you are is exactly perfect, and there's nothing wrong with you, and that I love you very much, and that we have to stop being so hard on ourselves. But I'm going to make you hard tonight because it's time for us to up our game, thus focusing on the heat. And so I'm going to kind of, let's say, swim this through a couple different areas tonight. So you can open up the chat if you are in Zoom and kind of open up some of that discussion on all these things I touch on, but I'm trying to help you interweave and understand how connected everything is. So I want you to think about, because it's something that most people have struggled with, weight, right? Do you struggle losing weight? Okay. Do you think it's only physical weight? Because you think it's maybe only from the food you eat? Do you think it's from your lack of movement? Some people are like, it's from poor DNA. It's a big deal right now because weight is not something I like to skirt around. Your weight in any form is a protection. And it's not only physical, it's also emotional. Emotional weight loss is the hardest thing to do because some people don't look overweight and they're carrying all this emotional weight and it's so heavy, right? And so it's the hardest to drop because you don't realize it's the biggest reason for your body feeling heavy. Okay, physically, mentally, spiritually. And so I get why most people struggle with emotional weight loss, right? Because it's what attracts the physical weight and the mental weight to match it, right? And so when we have this emotional weight that we're not attending ourselves to, or we're not attending to ourselves, or we're not just avoiding, right? It will attract physical and mental weights to keep you blocked. It's your human shield. It's your protection. It's your safe space. Okay. So dropping any weight is going to require action, but it will also require emotional block removal and like boulder removal in your way, right? And how do you do that? And how do you do it simply? Awareness. And this is what gets people so tripped up. They're like, well, I know everything I know about me. And you don't, because if you're not moving and if you're physically overweight, emotionally, mentally, you're depressed, sad, anxiety, that's weight, that's emotional. So instead, I'm kind of weaving you guys tonight. Instead of looking at and being aware of what we are, right? We just need to see it, and you will attract a solution, I should say, to dissolve it, right? But instead, you focus on the heat, right? You're focused on the illusion of pain. And when I talk about relationships, the new relationship reality that we're all awakening to, and I'm talking about again tonight at the end of Planetary Update, I tell you in relationships to choose you, to live your light, to share your gifts. And when I repeatedly tell you guys to choose yourself, to pick your truth, to stop falling into other people's bullshit, okay, this by no means, okay, says stop helping others, stop supporting others, stop understanding others, stop inspiring other people. That's not what I'm saying, because you are all spiritual warriors. You are freaking lighthouses, okay? And as a lighthouse, choosing you means you must live your greatest gift, right, to your highest potential, and stop worrying about if other people think that your light is good enough or not. So when you guys consider the term, I deserve it, right? It absolutely means you must live and you must decide to deserve to live in your highest truth. And how that truth is shining. And any gift that you have is like breathing air into the world. You are breathing light into this darkness. Okay, so that phrase does not mean you're entitled to sit back and criticize others and let others do the work for you instead, because they won't. So stop focusing on them for letting you down. This only perpetuates the programmed, dark, small, constricted mindset. Okay. We are taught by generations and generations, ancestors of so far back, right, of playing safe in the box. So if you want your relationships to thrive, you must be brutally honest about who you are and what makes your light shine. And you must make it clear to everyone what your life is and who you are wanting to live by, what you love discussing, what you love being. We're talking about what you want, right? Because are you clear with others? And if so, if you're being that clear with others, everyone knows how to interact with you because it's 100% truth. It's 100% honest because you can feel it, right? It's 100% easy for everyone to know how to interact with you, how to approach you, and how to support you. So if you're not getting support, it's possibly because you are being wishy-washy about your truth. It's not the planets, it's not the people, it's not pressure that that's doing all this to you or doing any single thing to you. Okay. They're just mirroring energy to you so that you use it for self-review. Okay. So if you choose to embark on the wishy-washy Piscean, Neptunian energy right now, right, you're the only one to blame. I'm just giving you what the energetic planetary, those planets are just mirroring us, we're mirroring them. Okay. Or we mirror the high frequency of them and we become badasses. Asking spirit, asking universe, asking how can you live your purpose, your power, and your presence? And remember, presence is spirit. The energy of your spirit says, spirit guide says, what the fuck do you want? Now your guides are reflecting back energy to you in your space with relationships to help you see if this what you really want. Is this the person you really want? Is this the interaction you really want? Is this how you want to live your life? Being let down, being a doormat, being the crumb master, collecting crumbs because you get the crumbs from everybody. Is that what you want? Simply being clear in this creativity is foundational at this time of life. It's literally, you guys, the key to expanding your reality in every relationship you have. Everyone, personal, love, business, children, friends, personally, professionally, emotionally, and spiritually, because you are a spiritual warrior. You wouldn't be on this planet right now. You wouldn't be on this call right now if you weren't a spiritual warrior, okay? And you will not thrive, you will not expand hanging out in tribes that have no interest in doing anything outside of their skinny little, small little box. Okay? Their one purpose, their one purpose box, their one power box, their one spiritual presence box. Like, this is all I have, this all I'll do, this all I'll move. I will not move, I will only tell you, this is my only way, my only thought. Their things, their thoughts, and their truth boxes. All three are interchangeable and all three are non-negotiable. Okay. So if you have no plan, you focus, you have no expanded vision, you're fucked. And I'm not kidding. You are fucked to live in a controlled, boxed life. Okay. So this is how you change your game. And as simple as I keep reminding you all, do you know your purpose? Do you know why you get out of bed every day? Do you know how to shine? Do you know the power that you have? And do you have a plan to power yourself out of disempowerment? Yourself, not other people, right? Do you see the presence of who you were being at all times? Are you present right now? And is who you are being right now, is that who you want to be? Right? Because if any of those three T's are out of alignment, your things, your thoughts, and your truth, okay, especially truth, right? Especially presence and truth, it's causing you to become out of alignment with purpose, which are things, right? You physically go out and establish a purpose in the world, you fulfill that, and you create a thing in the world. Okay, so these things, which are your body, your money, your physical realities, houses, cars, whatever. Okay, people. Are you aware of everything that you intake physically? When you engage, who you engage with, when you socialize, who you criticize, who you critique, physicality. That is what your physical realm and what your physical reality will look like if your truth is not in alignment with who you are. Okay, that is your relationship reality. Okay, it's not to judge other people, but it's to decide if you're truly living in purpose, power, and presence. Because we are in this holographic universe. Everything is a frequency, and you match everything in your reality. And everyone's like, "Oh, I'm not like that." The hell you aren't. You are that. So enough of the whining, enough of the complaining, enough of the drama, enough of the sadness. Will it appear in your life? Yes. Will you be pulling delusions right now? Like pulling yourself into these delusional states? Yes. Will you be confused about these changing timelines and having to face this reality shift? Yes. Are you all feeling yourself getting confused at times, losing your thoughts, your train of thought, forgetfulness, confused, like, oh, what was I doing? And you're like, wait a minute, where am I? What was I coming to do? While you're doing it, where you were in the last moment that you were thinking about it, yes, you're going to get these things coming up. Why? This is so you can break your mental heat. Okay, become clear about your purpose, your power, and your presence, and your things and your thoughts and your truth. They're all interchangeable. Your purpose are things, the power of your thought, and the truth of spirit. Okay, when you're so clear how you walk out the door, you decide what those three things represent for you. Mind, purpose, raise self-worth of the planet. No matter who I talk to, all of you or one person. The power of my thoughts. I only put power into my thoughts. No matter who I talk to, what I engage in, what I watch, what I listen to, what I read, it's only power. And then truth talk. There are times when I have to literally have some brutal, honest truth talks with myself, like, it's your own fucking fault. You put yourself here. Talk truth instead of lying your asses off to yourselves. So any external drama will have zero impact on you. None of the drama you all are watching in the world right now has zero impact on me. Why? Because I know those three things. And if I'm not engaging in those three things, I really could give a shit less what's going on. If you are not showing up as a lighthouse, those three things for me, in every storm, unmoved, unshakable, and uninterested in the freaking drama unfolding, it's because you have focused on the heat out there and not you, right? This is all you to take you back to warrior status. If you're out there and things are hurting you, stimulating you, scaring you, good, because they're bringing you back into your warrior status to step the fuck up. You tell, I'm a little wound up, because you guys, you need to pull out of this. Anyone irritating you guys right now, you're trying to impress, and you're trying to impress them. They are your catalyst. I want you to lean into them, okay? Lean into it instead of criticizing it. You asked for it energetically to see yourself now. Shine your light. You are here to shine. And if you are not, right, you're going to fall prey to drama. This is your movement point, your pain pillar. And this is the moment you shift into a new reality, another highway of expansion. So when you focus on the heat, you will find friends who are also whining about the heat. This is not your tribe. This is a diatribe, right, of complaining and keeping you in a loop that is incomplete, never achieving your dream. And I keep focusing on heat. Why? Because focusing on the heat is you investing in stagnation. Why do I bring up heat? Guys, it's like 115 to 100, maybe 20 in Arizona right now on the worst time of the day, okay, in AZ. I walk every AM, most PMs, just unless I get super busy on some project, but every morning and every afternoon. And I gas every day with something like, oh, you went for a walk or you worked out. Every day I get asked, how do you walk in this heat, Dawn? I walk, I run, I bike, I sweat, I pay attention to me, and I don't focus on the heat. That's how I do it. I embrace the heat. I feed my mind the entire time with badass power words from badass people. People tell me all the time, I can't find anybody in my tribe. Well, you're all here, so you're all badasses, right? Well, there's plenty of podcasts and audiobooks and that are including you in their tribe in your ears. And we go, oh, I just can't find people. Then you're not even focusing on it. You're the one focusing on the heat. How do you stay focused on what you want done instead of the heat and the drama and the diatribes of conversations about what's going on out there? We're gonna be saved by some savior. Y'all know how I feel about this. It's bullshit. No one's coming to save you. No one. No president, no deity, no company, no CEO, no boss coming to save your ass. You all need to wake up, and relationships are your best bet. So quit pushing them away. Look at them and go, shit, if they're giving me this energy, it means I'm not being honest. You're not looking at your entire life and allowing what you want in here. I only allow TV, digital, audio, screens to play powerful things in my reality that inspire the spiritual warrior mindset that I bring out to you. There is no option except a final solution of where I'm trying to get to. So clearly, you guys, it's summer everywhere. It's not just summer in Arizona. And every person, I listen to yourselves right now, like the conversations you guys have been having, right? Every person that you talk to will complain about the heat and how hot it is and what they cannot do because it is so hot. And I guarantee you all, get ready, right? The moment it starts getting cold and it starts getting snowy or windy or stormy or freezing, you're going to hear the masses start complaining about the cold. Lighthouse spiritual warriors do not complain about the heat. They welcome it. They embrace it because they are guiding all those who cannot find their way out of the heat. So tonight, I'm going to ask all of you, okay? Because if I can do it, then it's bullshit that you can't. Tonight, I want to ask all of you to ask yourself, what is your excuse? Are you using the sheeple that are going around the world right now, all the sheep around you, as your excuse to avoid the heat, the cold, the storm, the drama? Complaining about why you cannot walk outside and sweat and move and focus on you and your purpose and your power and your presence and what you want to achieve instead of what everyone told you to believe. It's too hot. Are you embracing? Are you engaging? Are you entertaining their hot and cold mindset or your own badass mindset? Because if there was ever a time in history on this planet for you to step up into your badass warrior selves, this is it. It's time for you to stop asking for permission, my friends, and to shine your light. When I go out and run or walk, I don't run fast. Oh, sometimes I do. Sometimes I get on my bike in the garage so I can sweat it out. There are people everywhere, riding, running, walking. And I'm like, I'm not the only one. So this isn't just me. This is people who said, yeah, no, I'm not going to focus on the heat. I'm going to focus on me. That's where we're at. And I cannot tell you how crucial it is at this time and space. I'm using the heat as an example because you will use it. Anyone, especially here in Arizona, can go, oh my gosh, it's so hot. Because yes, I'm not going to lie, it's 115 degrees most days here. And there are people out working all day long going, I don't care. I want to focus on me. So you have to look at every person, every relationship, every heat, every cold, every criticism. What do you want? Do you want to get rid of all the weight? All the mental weight, all the emotional weight? Well, if you're feeding yourself all this drama and bullshit on the TV media and the social media and fighting and complaining and criticizing, that's what you're going to get. And you'll carry the emotional, physical weight. It's a non-negotiable. It's energy. It's just the law of physics and the law of the quantum field, law of attraction. So that's why I'm asking you all to call yourselves out. If you are going to step into that spiritual lighthouse, the warrior within you, you're going to call your shit. And you're going to talk truth talk. Cool? And it doesn't make it negative. It means, where are you finding a weak spot in your life? Some of you, it is physical. Some of you, it is mental. Some of you, you're not realizing that mind is ego, and ego is going to play small old ways. It's going to repeat every relationship from your past. Why am I bringing this up? Because we're going to go into the planetary update, and we're about 15 days away from the beginning of Mercury retrograde, and this one's going to kick you all a little bit. So if you're not prepared and these relationships keep coming back going, ooh, do you remember when? Do you remember when I kicked your ass, when I beat you, when I trashed you, when I dramatized your world, when I brought you down and made you have low self-worth, and I didn't support you and I didn't show up for you? Do you remember that? And you're going to go, oh, maybe they've changed. No, they haven't changed. Get outside, get in the heat, fill yourself up with everything that is not that. Because every relationship in your life right now, the ones that are going to go with you, the ones that are going to move forward with you, are the ones who are going to go, let's level up. I'll go in the heat with you. I'll go in the freezing cold with you. I'm with you. Can't say I'm going to like it, but I'm in. I'm going to find the truth with you. I'm going to live my truth and go, when you are down, I'm going to push you up. And when you're down, I'm going to push you up. That's the tribe. Got it? Let's go to the planetary update. Let me show you how this is matching. There's not a lot going on, but by the way, tomorrow, can you guys look up in the sky? Look up tonight, so you can start tonight or tomorrow. Full moon. It's a super moon. Super moon is when the moon is closest to the earth. It's orbiting close to the earth, so you can really see it. Now remember, full moons are about closure, and it's in the sign of Aquarius at 19 degrees. And Aquarius is the sign of the humanitarian. So we're all trying to find those relationships that we fit in, our tribes, our communities, our groups, our companies, our careers, our families. Where do I fit? Where do I not fit? What is the tech that I want to use? I.e., why I brought up TV and digital and audio and all that. What tech are you using to raise you up? And what tech are you going to put closure to and going, that isn't raising me up. That's actually negative and dark and drama and sick and critical. You got to listen, because this is Aquarius. Aquarius rules technology, the future, science, tech. And remember, every sign has a high frequency, low frequency. Low frequency is falling into tech and believing it all and not putting yourself only in the tech that makes you powerful. So communities, humanitarian, it's the mental mind. Aquarius rules mind, thoughts. It's the sign of thought. It's not a water sign, it's an air sign. So thinking, processing, emotionally detachment, right? So it's the sign of the intellect. It's a sign of the outward energy. Okay. So what are you feeding your mind? And if it does not feed your mind purpose or power or bring you into a present state of truth, kill it. Get rid of it, delete it, get rid of the app, get rid of the tech, get rid of all options. I do not watch cable. I do not have cable, actually. I'm not even signed up for it. I only have certain things that I'll watch on online courses, whatever, documentaries, that kind of stuff. I will not allow my mind to get like tainted. I do have areas where I can go research and see the truth about things and then decipher it. But I don't linger there too long, because once I told you, it's like a 2-week window. Oh, look what happened. And it's gone. Oh, look what happened. They're just trying to keep you on a drama loop. So this Aquarian energy says, does it close down your storm? or does it invite expansion? That tech, okay? It's all about pushing, okay, think about a full moon. Here's the sun down here and here's the moon. And the sun down here is in Leo. Leo rules heart. This rules mind. This is the full moon in Aquarius. Here we are in the middle. Okay. And so Leo is heart, and this Aquarian moon is emotions. And it's saying, what is in your heart, and push it into your mind, and then put it all the focus on that. Right. It's always opposite of heart. And so putting light into your head has to come from your heart. Communities, right, that are your internal energy matching that. It's going to ask you to create clarity on what you want to pour out of you, what you're being in your community. How are you showing up no matter what damn storm is going on out there? You can fall into this digital detachment, get lazy in your body and your mind and your spirit as well, because that's what can tech do. Gaming and all these different things, losing yourself in negative shows and destruction and killing and all this mind warping stuff. You can, and if you can handle one and be done, but most people can't, because it feeds onto the mind, and the mind likes the darkness. Aquarius is very independent. It's all about freedom. Ask yourself tonight and tomorrow, where do you need to free yourself? And what would that take? It's probably going to take you walking out in the damn heat. Lots of things that you don't like, going to events or situations. If you're not a good communicator, you're going to have to freaking work on it. Letting go. Guys, I've seen people overnight improve their communication. Quit taking drugs, start, exercising, and literally do it to the highest level, and literally drop all the weight that they're carrying within 8 weeks. I have seen people change careers and I've seen it all. There's nothing I haven't seen. This is your moment to ask yourself what you need to be free from, so you can live your light in the world and not give a shit about anyone else. We are still moving now from this full moon and putting closure tomorrow morning to, it's like early in the morning. So it's like tonight. Okay. We're moving into 8 planets that are going retrograde. I shared this with you last week. If you missed last week, go back and listen to last week. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Pretty much all of them except for the sun and the moon. And they never go retrograde. So it's kind of crazy, right? And so Venus, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto are all retrograde. Okay. And now Mercury retrograde goes retrograde officially on the 23rd. But you can expect the shadow window before it goes into retrograde about on the 19th, about 5-6 days. Okay. So just plan the 19th to already start feeling it. You already are. We're going to be the first tomorrow, right? And then Uranus is going to join us in this retrograde party at the end of the week. And Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius. So everything about letting go, what did I tell you retrogrades are? Pause. They don't mean no, they mean slow. And none of you have been programmed. Y'all been on rat wheels for so long. None of us are comfortable with like turning around and going, you know what, I need to slow down and go, do I really want that? Do I really want that? Yes. Embrace it. Because what's going to happen is all these planets slowing down the train. They're going to give you that feeling of going backward. And you're not. And so if you know that this is introspection time, you can use it to grow. These retrograde cycles, you guys, are blessings in disguise if we use them. Right? They are going to force timeouts. They're going to force you timeout windows to take a time to slow down, review, and refine. And I got so many groans last week. If you were on the call last week, they're like, oh my God, not then. No, that can't be Venus retrograde. It can't be Mercury retrograde. It can't be all of these. And I was like, yep, it is. So my point though, is that we have to embrace that. Okay. So if you know it's introspection time, right? And this is happening and you're groaning, you're like, I don't want this to happen. Most of you who are looking at the retrogrades as negative or like, oh crap, something's going to go wrong. You saw the heat. You saw, oh, I don't want to walk out in 115, right? And the challenges that these retrogrades bring, instead of the opportunity of leveling up your badass selves. That's what most people who saw those retrograde, that 8 planets, I'm actually loving it. I am getting, you guys, I have new freaking spiritual warrior and badass and enlightenment, I deserve it hoodies that are coming probably within the week on my website, and they're so freaking beautiful. So give me a week. They're almost done. They're being designed, and they're so pretty and awesome for men and women. And like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have time for all that. Like, I've had shirts, but not these cool shirts, or I shouldn't even say they're not even shirts. They're cool, badass, like hoodies. It's going to be cold, right? So my point is that when I'm like this on stage and online and on call and talking all the time, I don't have time to go do these creative things that actually are even more amazing and more exciting and bring more love to all of you. So that's what's going to happen for all of you. You got to look in your life and go, what, now that I have extra time to slow down and review, what do I really want? Then to top it off, for a year, the North Node a couple weeks ago went into Aries, and I reminded you about that. The sign of war and aggression, the sign of I, me. Choose, what do I deserve? Pick me. And then the South Node went into Libra, relationships, and it's going to check you on every imbalanced relationship, every unbalanced relationship, with the set of resetting or unraveling it. You're either going to reset it and power up, reset, power. You know, if you all think you're going to get out of little mini tiffs and arguments and glitches with people, you got to get off of that. It's going to happen. I'm married to the freaking best husband on the planet, love of my life, and I get into tiffs with him because I'm feisty. I'm a lot. Right? He's a lot. We're really a lot of energy for each other. So I welcome it because he levels me. So please understand this. Okay? Accept this opportunity to grow, my friends, right? People around you see you. They need you. And then there are people around you who do not want to come level up with you. Yes, badasses, all of you saying, yes, I love it. You are, because you are. But I'm going to tell you right now, some of you need to understand that you're going to have to release some people. Those who don't want to release and they're just slow at, leveling up with you, they'll come along on their own. Remember, if you're a lighthouse, you don't go turn into a boat. You keep getting brighter and brighter, and pretty soon they'll see you. They'll come in on their own. You don't go turn back into the boat and turn into a tugboat and pull them in. That's not how this works. Okay? All right, everybody right here. Tap into your thymus. Remember, this is your central nervous system. This taps into the nervous. This is your immune center. And it is the high frequency above. This is the power center. You can go on to Hawkins scale. If you don't know Dr. David Hawkins, he created the Hawkins scale of consciousness. I just use these energies because they're powerful and they are above. There are lower ones, but we're going to work on I am courage, I am love, I am truth. Do it all day long if you have to. I am courage, I am love, I am truth. Okay. Your challenge for the next 2 weeks is to write down and figure out what your purpose, your power, and your presence are. If you don't know, go take my course, the I Deserve It Academy. On my website, just tap courses, take the I Deserve It Academy. I help you figure it out. All of it, okay? But if you do know it, or if you do know what it is, write them down with clarity the way I gave it to you, like mine are, okay? So I'm going to open up for Q&A tonight. I'm having a hot flash, you guys. All right, let's see. A little Q&A. So please, okay, so what I want you guys to share tonight about is can you guys share with me your version of what your heat is? Right? What is the storm in your life? What is that you use as your excuse to not push yourself to the next level, to not go outside, to not do these things? Cool? Share that with me in the chat. Those of you who are like, oh my gosh, I love this, working on my, yes, you're not working on your badass self, Ted. You are a badass. You just didn't know it. So now you know. Now you're free. I love it. Let's see. All right, so let's see. Oh, Patrick, you always need to stay in your honest self. Just be honest. Just because you don't, if we live in our honest truth, don't ever question it. Now, other people might not like your truth. That doesn't mean they have to like it. You just have to make sure it is honest and truthful for you. Okay. So go ahead and feel free to pop in and ask anything you want in the Q&A. I'm happy to answer, whether you want to drop into Q&A or whether you want to drop into the chat. Just go ahead and throw it in the chat. Okay. I would love to answer any of those. Okay, so let me see what's coming in here. Let's see. Okay, so this is really, let's see, enjoying each moment and honoring self boundaries that support my highest self. Thank you. That's hard. Honestly, this is a really powerful statement because most people don't realize when you push against your boundaries. And someone else just said the same thing. I don't want to have to be responsible for others all the time. These are very similar. So you think you have to be responsible. What happens when you don't? That's when you start pulling away. I'm telling you, those boats will find you if they're meant to stay in your life. And I promise most of them will, but some of them will be slower than your liking, right? Which is okay. It's not a negative thing. It's just the way it is. But when you have boundaries, boundaries aren't negative. They're to respect yourself. They're not to keep people out. Those people will come into your space of life if they can respect what your truth is. That's all this is. Okay. So not being responsible for others. It's okay to walk away, love and respect myself first, 1000%. Okay. So someone's asking here, how do we not fall into victim drama mode? Okay. Focus on you. This is a pretty hard one, which is, like I said, you've been in focusing on everyone else mode for so long. That's why this is tripping you all up. It's only a reality of energy you choose, my friends, right? If you choose to live in drama, it's because you're choosing it. Okay, so it will, this whole not falling into victim drama mode will require you to do things that will not jive with your, like she was just saying, right? Walk away from people, okay? It will not jive with some of your family, with some of your friends, with some of old loved ones, some current loved ones, maybe your current marriage, I don't know, that don't want to walk in the same heat. So what? Right? You have to choose the reality you want and not the drama storms that they refuse to give up. And I'm telling you, they're going to refuse to give up. That doesn't stop you from walking out in the heat. My husband and I, we walk out in the heat all day long. Then we go into the brutal cold all day long, but we do it together. This thing that is something really hard for you, right? Hardest thing for most people, you guys, to embrace is that when you choose your truth and you know why you're here and you start living the reality of that truth, not everyone's going to come with you. That's what's scaring the crap out of you. This is why you are all struggling. And this is why you are stuck, because you're living in a time loop, trying to bring people with you, i.e. someone who said, I don't have to be responsible for people all the time, right? Because you're living in this time loop, trying to bring people with you who have different karmic completions to fulfill on this earth. Karma is completion. Karma is not, oh, if you do good, then you're going to get good. That's total bullshit. It's completing things that are hard for you. Okay, so if they're meant to stay with you, I promise they will. Okay, if they are not, you must accept it lovingly and live your badass self. Live your badass life. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Next question. I'm okay to be the Lone Ranger, to honor myself and a happy heart. Okay. You have to be okay with being the Lone Ranger and honoring yourself. But I want you all to understand, when you can just come in truth and heal your soul, and when you know who you are, when you walk out the door and you're so brutally honest and confident with that self, you don't have to sell it to anyone. And what's going to happen is when you have healed that soul and that heart truth that you're pushing up into the intellect, right? When you have healed and really just beautifully love the perfection of who you are, and you are so confident in that, you will attract it. You will attract that kind of love, but most of you are afraid of healthy love, period. It's why you're attracting challenges. So go heal this. And I don't think you're broken. I don't think you need healing. What I think you need is to remove the blocks stopping you from receiving it, thus putting up boundaries to protect you. So if someone says, I'm really ready to move and make changes, and all people around me are struggling and disengaging in many areas of their life, leaving me, keeping everything, and leaving me to keep everything together, which is okay, then you can do it your way. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't throw a fit when people don't want to do what you want to do. You just then got to go, I'm not telling you walking out in the heat's going to be easy. Do you think I love being out there? No. But when I'm dripping, I mean dripping sweat, I say, but that means I just went through a toxin detox, which is what I've been working on for my body. Do you think I love running? No, I had to stop because of my hip for a long time. Then I was like, my knee was hurting. I'm like, no. My mind is going to tell the DNA of my body when I run what it's going to feel like. You are not the boss of me. I am not the boss of me. My spirit is the boss of me, and I will be present in this badass body. So if you're holding things together for other people, you're holding it together for the wrong people. You're not doing what's important for you. Okay? I cannot stress this enough for all of you. Okay. So you guys are taking some of this literal, but maybe this resonates with some of you. How do you avoid the unsafe situations of hot or cold? You Google it. Guys, I know this is opening like a lot of doors for you tonight, right? You have to master your mind, my friends, period. Why? Because spirit is always in truth. Spirit is God's source consciousness. You came in with your soul's truth, right? Tattooed onto your soul. You already know why you're here. Your soul does. Okay. Your body's just going to do whatever your soul tells it. The problem is you got this mind that's been programmed with really shitty beliefs from the past. Okay. So until you master your mind, you're going to have some challenges. You must find all those who have done it the way you want to do it, and then do what they do. You must start small and then move into the growth. I'm not saying go run a marathon or a triathlon or, ride your bike 50 miles in the heat and you've never done it. I'm saying go walk in the storm. Stop focusing on the storm and you won't even notice the storm. I have earbuds going on. You'll see what you focus on. If any of you know Wim Hof, I think, was it you, Pat, was telling me you started doing Wim Hof? Many of you on here do Wim Hof. I love Wim Hof. He's amazing. He goes into cold ice baths, and he teaches it. He climbs mountains and shows how to climb mountains with, in snowstorms with his shorts and his boots on and no shirt. He does it daily with lots of others who have changed their same focus. Right? Because there's so many out there, like I told you, riding their bikes and running and walking in 110 degrees right along with me. So people go, if you focus, this is unsafe, this is unsafe, this is unsafe, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get what you focus on. If you focus on unsafe, you're going to create a reality with people who support the unsafe reality and go, oh, no, that's so negative, that's not good for you. But that's why I don't sit with that tribe. Ever. And when it starts even now, I pull back. I don't want to be in any group that doesn't want to fight out of their boxed beliefs that have been debunked. All this shit about hot and cold and medicine and drugs, and there's only one way and one box. It's all been debunked. Proven. It's all been proven to be total bullshit. Now, again, I'm telling you, work into it. I'm not telling you to go out and run, like I said, do the triathlon your first trip. But I'm just saying, move, listen. If your brain is full of stormy, dark, negative thoughts, then you're going to have to go into the heat of it and start listening to everything. Go onto my website, go into tools, open Dawn suggested books, and literally start listening on audio. So all you hear all day long is one of those books. If you can get through that whole list, I guarantee you will not have dark thoughts anymore. You will turn into the next level of a badass. That's the equivalent of going outside and putting energy onto your body, putting heat onto your body while you work out, so you're dripping like a sauna. It's no different. The heat onto your mind, the heat onto your body, or the heat onto your spiritual truth. And if you're not living truthful, you will feel it. Okay, does that make sense? So the heat I'm talking about is, you got to walk into the heat, my friends. You got to step into it. Embrace the heat. Whatever it is that's scaring the ever-living crap out of you. Why? Because you're all going to get pushed backwards to look at your old shit. And I'm guaranteeing you're going to go, oh, if I do this, they're going to be upset. I have to keep it together for them. That's a bullshit story she's telling herself. It's total bullshit. She doesn't have to keep it together for anyone. That's her safety zone. That's her shield of protection. That's the weight she carries emotionally, spiritually, mentally. And then it starts weighting on her body. Guaranteed. So she doesn't have to hold it together for anyone but her. And if you need help because they're letting you down, you go find help to help you. And you do it. You do it your way, your most badass, powerful self way. All of you on this call tonight, I want you all to go invite someone else onto the Truth Tribe. Just go onto the website, grab the link, send it to them, say, sign up, get on this call. When we're done, I want to talk about this with you. Or you tap on Daisy on the dashboard and you go onto the wall and you start posing questions. I'll answer all the questions that come up on these topics. Because we're in a private community, we can say whatever the fuck we want. Remember this. It's a full moon. You're all feeling a bit of anxiety, of social anxiety. Where I fit, what are my boundaries? Where do I belong? What am I doing? Why are these people showing up? So you can put some closure to it. You can put some closure to it and start choosing I, me, my. And when you know who you are, it's so much easier to support other people and love on them and bring abundance to them. Okay? Write your intentions for this full moon that you want to release, relationships, your confidence, digital, social, and ask yourself, if I did these things physically, in the things world, in the thoughts world, and in the truth world, or the purpose, power, and presence, they're all the same. Okay, if I did these things, would they raise my badass self to the next level? Would that happen? Could that happen? So you guys go grab someone, bring them with you, right? If you have the Warrior Pass, remember you also have access to all of the digital courses, so you don't have to go. I can see sometimes I can see some of you in Warrior Pass and you go try to buy one. If you log into the website, you already have them all on your dashboard. So if you're in the Warrior Pass membership, remember you've got the whole kit and caboodle. You got the whole website. So if you're in Truth Tribe and you try to tap on some of those, you'll either have to purchase the classes and or courses or books or all these extra things, or just sign up, upgrade to the Warrior Pass, and you have access to everything that I do. Okay, discounts on upcoming events. I am working on those, but like I said, new hoodies are coming out. If it's hot, I figure why not make a hoodie and make you guys hotter, right? Now we're getting ready for fall, but you guys, that's it. Okay, so walk into the heat, appreciate the heat, embrace the heat in your life. And I mean emotionally, spiritually, physically. If there's something that's scaring the crap out of you right now, walk in and fill everything you can into that topic of your life. Fill it in. So everybody right now, as we're leaving this call, I want you to think of the one thing that just really rubs you hard right now. And it's so frustrating. You need to write it on a piece of paper, burn it tomorrow on the full moon. I want you to say, I'm done. I am a damn spiritual warrior and I am a lighthouse and I'm going to do everything in my power to step into the heat and fill this bucket so full of everything I can to bring out the light, because my gifts are needed. You all have them. Let's unleash the beasts. Okay. All right, you all, happy full moon. I love you. I will see you in a week on Monday for the next Truth Tribe. Please, please, please don't take anything personal, because it's not. You guys have a great night. I love you. Brightest blessings. Take care.